What's up, guys and gals? Jared here with another rad movie review. So I went out to the theater last night and I saw the latest film, MID90s, the directorial debut from Jonah Hill. MID90s takes place in 1990s Los Angeles. 13-year-old Stevie escapes his turbulent home life by hanging out with a new group of friends he meets at a local skate shop, plunging him into a world of fun, danger, and excitement. So does this 90s skate movie thrash hard? Let's find out. Now, before I get into my thoughts, let me know what you guys thought of MID90s in the comments down below. Did this truly capture 90s skate life? And what did you think of Jonah Hill's directorial debut? Now let's get into some of the good things this film did. Jonah Hill and team did a fantastic job of capturing this atmosphere, skate culture, and overall nostalgia of the 90s. Starting off, he was able to get A24 to approve or sign off on having this film actually shown in 4:3 ratio, which is really cool. Oh, hold on a sec. But everything else from the shirts, the logos, the Super Nintendo, even the blanket in Stevie's room, which I actually had when I was younger, was 100% 90s. Now, getting into the skate culture of everything, it felt pretty authentic. Obviously, I wasn't a rebellious teen in the 90s, but this kind of hit me on a personal level, and it was very reminiscent of what I remember. My oldest brother was actually into skating like this, and kind of like thinking back on this and watching the movie, it really kind of did make sense because he had this like kind of no-care attitude. They're partying all the time. They don't care what everyone thinks. They're just out there to skate, to have a good time. And this movie really takes that culture and time era and really shows it in, like I said again, an authentic way. Sort of moving away from the overall visuals, the soundtrack to this movie was spot on. This perfectly set this like grungy, punk-ass skater culture vibe to the overall film. It really took me back to playing Tony Hawk Pro Skater and watching these kind of homemade, like gritty skate videos that my oldest brother used to watch. From the skate scenes to the party scenes to even the end credits of this film, the 90s kind of like soundtrack is what really holds this all together. Plus, in one of the scenes, Genuine's Pony is playing in the background, and you all know how much I love that song. The main through line to MID90s is another one of this movie's pluses. Stevie, played by Suljic, is this kind of, it follows him through this kind of coming of age story. His home life isn't the best. He's looking for these role models, and eventually he finds these skater dudes at a skate shop and kind of just starts hanging around with them. This is kind of where the different dynamics have impressions on Stevie from all of the different members of the skate group. Does he kind of go the rebellious route of girls, drugs, alcohol, all of that stuff, or is he kind of less of a head and just kind of does skating for what it is, just a way to get away? And the various members of the skate group that Stevie befriends kind of shows each of these various outlets. This barely teenager is basically doing all of these adult things, exploring girls, drugs, alcohol, running from the cops, the law, just all of this stuff that he's exposed to at a very young age. And each of these members of the skate group, like none of them are really professional actors. I mean, maybe they've done one or two things on the side, but they really captured this culture, drove this story moving forward, and it felt, again, the word is authentic. This felt like a really genuine, authentic film. Like I said, Jonah Hill did a great job of getting these performances from these people that had little to no experience. Now, I will say that this film really didn't have any big negatives surrounding it. The one thing I would say is that the main plot line, it doesn't really progress too far. The plot is very thin. It definitely explores all of these different facets of the skating culture, but it doesn't really have this main story or through line. It's this coming-of-age story kind of combined with this love letter to the time era and also skating culture in general. Overall, MID90s is this nostalgic film exploring the grungy, raw lifestyle of skaters and their love for skating. With an authentic, nostalgic feel, kick-ass soundtrack, a relatable coming-of-age story, and some solid performances. But with the plot sort of being on the thin side of things, I'd recommend checking out MID90s. This movie is definitely more on the indie side of the spectrum, but if you're a fan of skating or ever dabbled in it in the past, this film's for you. So what did you think of MID90s? I want to know in the comments down below. Anyways, guys, thanks for watching. All of my social media stuff is over there. Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, all that stuff. There's more videos down there. Click those, like those, watch those. Subscribe over there if you haven't. And yeah, until next time, I'll see you later.